Well, good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to the ballpark as we get set for this third of the six-game series between the visiting Northwest Arkansas Naturals and your Flying Chanclas, the San Antonio. First pitch coming up momentarily right after our first Sprout-sponsored break by West Creek Trail Rides. Johan Moreno, a right-handed starter, is on the mound for San Antonio. What do we know, Bobby? Gotta say that 98-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball, boy, he can really choose the target on top of that one. Well, the center fielder is Asbel Gonzalez as he'll lead it off for Northwest Arkansas. And we are about ready to go here on this Thursday night. Taco Bell Value Night. Here's the first pitch, and that is in for the cold strike, and we are off and running here tonight. Temperature 99 degrees, partly cloudy. Sun and clouds mixed. And the 0-1. That's a high pop-up straight away to the catcher. And that is out number one. Well, with that, let's give the starting lineups for the visiting Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Gonzalez, Vaz Scott, Charles Squires, Kozingham, Mitchell Becker, and Nivens rounded out for Northwest Arkansas. The batter now is the second baseman, Javier Vaz. As he comes in. Boy, last night San Antonio took a 5-4 victory over Northwest Arkansas. Really good game as, boy, Northwest Arkansas just fell short of one run. But San Antonio does pick up the W, which that was really good. Two down as that would go to center fielder Kai Roberts. Here's right fielder Connor Scott. Boy, Springfield leading 2-1, top of the third. Midland leads Corpus Christi 1-0. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be high fly up to the left fielder, as that will be it. No runs yet or errors, and nobody left on for Northwest Arkansas. So we go to the bottom of the first. It is no score through half an inning. So we'll be right back here in this one as the Northwest Arkansas Naturals starting pitcher will come up next. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom half of the first inning for the Flying Chanclas. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, the second half of the starter rotation, Nick Mears is on the mound for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. 3.49 in the ERA, a strikeout 20.8 percentage, 212 and 214 in the averages of a right-handed batter to a left-handed batter. He had 17 holds, which that right there pretty good for him throughout the whole season for Northwest Arkansas, which that is pretty good. Leading it off for San Antonio, the shortstop Francisco Acuna will take outside, ball one. So far, just clouds and sun mixed along here tonight. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball straight away short. Throw down to first in time, and that is out number one. With that, let's give the home team starting lineups. Acuna, Roberts, Murphy, Sanabria, Carpathios, Dungan, Wells, Linares, and Castañon rounded out for San Antonio here this evening. Center fielder Kai Roberts up now for the Flying Chanclas. The windup and the pitch, and that one is in for the strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 offering. That one ricochet out of play, foul. 0-2. Don't forget, join us tomorrow as our last 3-game series, or should I say the last of this 6-game series, will be in full swing. Game 4 tomorrow evening through Sunday night. Then San Antonio heads to Springfield in a 6-game set, then returning home for the final homestand of 2026. That is against the visiting Midland Rockhounds. Left fielder is Kai Murphy as he comes in. 2 outs, nobody on for the San Antonio Missions. The 0-1. And that one's going to be right there over the head of the third baseman. And that is through for a 2-out single. Boy, just to tell you one thing, getting pretty good when you look at these two teams, and they have really been offensively battling it out. Well, that is for sure, Johnny. And that one's in for a count now, 0-1. Like last night, they were battling it out pretty good, but evidently with San Antonio coming in 4 runs in the later innings, and they came back and won it by a 1-run ball game. That is for sure, Bobby. And it was a pretty good one, too. Final score, San Antonio 5, Northwest Arkansas 4. Here's the 0-2 offering. And that one is crushed high in the air. It is gone right to center field. Romeo Sanabria puts that one out of reach. First home run in this series. And boy, that was a powerful base hit. But a home run, I should say. 437 foot, 101.2. He now has a new world record in the San Antonio Missions. Braden Carpathios next at bat. 1 ball and no strikes to him. San Antonio leading it 2-0 here in this bottom half of the first. Powerful base hit by the I'm going to have to figure out who hit that base hit, but that was Romeo Sanabria. Okay. Where are you, Johnny? Well, I could assure you a long day and I would forget. Wow. Okay. Hey, I know what you're thinking. I'm not that old. Well, okay, Johnny, I didn't say anything about that. Well, you were thinking it. Man, I can read your lips really good. That one out of play. The count now 2-2. Here's the pitch. That one down in the dirt, and that will load the count full 3-2. Here's the pitch. High in the air, straightaway center. Under it is the center fielder, makes the play, and that's the half inning. But Romeo Sanabria picks up a 2-run shot to straightaway center and gives them the early lead 2-0. Top of the second, San Antonio leads it. It is 2-0 Missions. Well, we'll have the next batter. Austin Charles will lead it off for the second for Northwest Arkansas. We come back after these commercial messages. Well, about set to go for the top half of the second inning for Northwest Arkansas right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Austin Charles leads it off for the Naturals, 4-5-6, 2 up against Johan Moreno. As he hits that one up to straightaway right field, and that is getting down for a base hit. First a leadoff single, now going to a leadoff double. So a no-out double will go for Austin Charles as he coasts in the second to the leadoff base hit. That right there, pretty good on an absolute tee. He teabagged that one right to right field. Here is Brett Squires as he hits that one high in the air. And what a dive! Makes a play. And now the runner from second heads to third. He is safe. By golly, left fielder Kai Murphy went after that one, took quite a tumble. Just look at the instant replay, and yes, he literally lost his balance catching that baseball out there to left field. Here's number 18, Sam Colenziam, as he comes in. Boy, he's got a weird name. His last name is so weird. Colenziam. And that one is going to be high in the air. And whoa, that nearly been a home run. Just to tie it up for Northwest Arkansas to get 2 on the board. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. And the run is in to score as the Naturals will put on a trail of 2-1. Well, that base hit by number 18 really gets in there. And he really blistered that ball to right field. That was a good base hit by the 6-hole batter, number 18, Sam Colenziam. Here's Blake Mitchell as he'll take a strike. It's 0-1. Mitchell at an average of 315 over a 400. He's had 2 home runs and 6 RBIs this year. There's the pitch, and that one is in for the strike. 0-2. Gotta say, after tonight, we are down to the final 9 games in San Antonio. 3 with Northwest Arkansas, 6 with Midland. After tonight's game's conclusion, go 2, and right there, ground ball. Boy, that was a good one, and they tried to overturn a double play, but the runner gets forced out at second. The runner at first is safe. Diving stop by the third baseman. Which that right there, pretty good. Here's Colton Becker now. As he comes in, takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. Crowd still piling in on this Thursday night. Third of this 6-game series. And that one is in for a cold strike. 0-2. So far, just a nice evening as sun and clouds mix. We could see a hue coming in later on. 0-2. Ricochet foul. And still hanging on. 0-2 offering. And that one foul. Still hanging on is Colton Becker. The pitch. That one is high fly in the air, straight away. Out in right field as Carpathios runs it down. And that will end the half inning. But number 18 gets a run across the score. They chip the deficit, and we go bottom of 2. San Antonio leads it 2-1. All right, first relief pitcher coming in for Northwest Arkansas when we come back. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom half of the second inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Well, this call to the bullpen is left-hander Connor Thomas as he gets on for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. The ERA, 20.25, 5 and a percentage point. Innings pitched on that. What's that? Pretty good. Third baseman is Clay Dungan as he gets in. Boy, so far you look at Thomas, who is a average on a right-handed batter, .400, and a left-handed batter, .545. That right there, pretty good. That is up the middle. Through for a base hit as it goes over the head of the new starter, Connor Thomas. Boy, and just to tell you one thing, that was a rare base hit as it came in, and so far just interesting how everything goes. Kason Wells coming in as he hits that one high in the air. Straight away, it is gone. Kason Wells gets his first hit of the night. And San Antonio takes a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Boy, tell you one thing, you look at how high this guy goes with his pitching, but now he lost it on a 2-run shot by Kason Wells. Now the game is San Antonio 4, Northwest Arkansas 1. Oswaldo Linares coming in now after the 2-run shot. And the changeup is downstairs, 1-1. Springfield and Arkansas, bottom of the fourth, are tied at 2-2. They're at All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Midland leading Corpus Christi, bottom of the third inning. They're at beautiful Bayfront Park in Corpus Christi, Texas. Rockhounds 2, Hooks 1. San Antonio leading this ball game 4-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Wichita and Frisco scoreless through 2.5 innings worth. Now entering into the bottom half of inning number 2, there's Statesman's Park between the Wichita Wind Surge and the Frisco Rough Riders. Marcos Castañon coming in. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive to straightaway center. That is through for a hit. Well, the base hits are coming in for San Antonio tonight. And so far now we turn it back over to the start of the lineup cards. Francisco Acuna coming in. As he takes a strike inside, it's 0-1. 0 for 1, a ground out by the shortstop here tonight. So far, welcome our visitors also to YouTube Live, and all season long, watch us whether we're home or on the go. Make sure you come on in to YouTube and find us here on the channel. That one is right there. That's a line drive. That is down for a base hit. And coming around from first all the way home as he scores in. And San Antonio now up by 4. By golly, that was a good base hit by Francisco Acuna. And now getting in for the RBI double. And that's double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of that Francisco Acuna double. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in. Boy, this game's still getting underway as just into the bottom half of the second inning here in this one. That one out of play. The count now 0-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Well, Kai Murphy coming in. 1-for-1 single here tonight. Just a nice, beautiful Thursday night here in San Antonio. And that one is outside. The count now 1-0. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Hops right to second. Throw down to first in time. That ends the inning. Boy, the home runs come in, and so far they plate 4 on 6 hits, no errors. And we go to the third. San Antonio leading it 5-1. Spencer Nivens will lead it off for Northwest Arkansas. The third inning coming up. Well, we head to the third inning for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, the batter up is Spencer Nivens, 9-1-2 against Johan Moreno. Welcome you back to Texas League Baseball here on this Thursday night. San Antonio, Texas. And that one is in for a cold strike. It's 0-1. San Antonio leading a 4-run lead against Northwest Arkansas here tonight. All runs have been earned by San Antonio's defense. That one right there, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Could be home run derby tonight between the two ball clubs, and so far, got to say there, Bobby, that could be a whale potential. Yeah, it almost certainly could be. I mean, if each batter comes up, gets a base hit, knocks in some home runs, that definitely would do the trick there, Johnny. Most definitely would. No balls, one strike to Esbel Gonzalez as he comes in. Here's the pitch to him. That one skied high in the air, straight away up to right field is Braden Carpathios. He'll make the play, and that is out number one. Not the way that Gonzalez would thought that over, but most evidently that ball was tracked down to the right field area. Javier Vaz coming in now. Here's the pitch.
No, that's a ball.
Outside for the ball, 1-0. Forget our two teams continue this series tomorrow evening at 7:05. One more time with the Flying Chanclas this homestand. That one is high fly, and that's going to get down for a base hit. First and second, still one away as Vaz gets on the leadoff single. Northwest Arkansas having their second and third potential runs on bases. Connor Scott coming in, takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. 0-for-1 line out for the Naturals here tonight. Here is the 0-1. And that's going to be right there. He picks it up. And runner is out at second. First and third are safe. So here's the third baseman, Austin Charles, 1-for-1 double. Boy, and so far, looking at how good these two teams have been playing this almost first half of this homestand. High in the air, straight away up to center field as Kai Roberts. He'll make the play. That ends the inning. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go 3.5. San Antonio with the lead, 5-1. Be right back here in this one as we lead it off with Romeo Sanabria. The 2-run shot of earlier comes in for the bottom half of inning number 3. Well, we're just about set to go for the bottom half of the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Romeo Sanabria, the two-run homer that he had early on. Boy, tell you one thing, always good to see some runs coming from San Antonio's defense squad. Here's a pitch. And that one is out of play, 0-2. Tulsa leading 5-. Ooh, never mind. Hold that interruption right there. As Connor Thomas just drilled Romeo Sanabria. Ooh. So, yeah, that was a pretty bad one. But anyway, we'll start over. Tulsa leading 5-0 against Amarillo, bottom of the second inning. Wichita now leading Frisco 2-0, top of the third. Springfield and Arkansas, top of the sixth inning. Midland leading a run ahead of Corpus Christi. Rockhounds 5, Corpus Christi 4. San Antonio leading 5-1 against Northwest Arkansas. 2 balls, 1 strike, runner at first. Castagnon getting drilled, and that one is fouled in the way, still 2-2. Here's the windup. Outside, and that's full. Clay Dungan waits on deck. And a pitch. Outside, ball 4. Ouch. You don't want to get caught giving up walks because the manager's going to say, okay, what are you doing? You need to be aiming for that strike zone, not surrendering the walks. Clay Dungan, the third baseman, comes in. Will take a sweeper in for a strike, 0-1. Boy, Wichita getting another 2. It's now 4-0. And that one is in for a strike, 0-2. There's an 0-2 offering, and that is through for a line drive base hit, and now the bases are loaded. Boy, the shortstop and second baseman tried to stop it, but they come up unsuccessful in trying to get the baseball off the ground. Kason Wells coming in, having two runs in the second inning, 1 for 1 for the DH tonight. Boy, big inning. Nobody out, bases loaded in the bottom of the third. And that one's going to be well hit high in the air. And here comes the runner. Going first and right to second, going to third. And the run in to score. And it's now a 6-1 lead for San Antonio. Connor Thomas, the left-handed reliever, is now going to get out of this ball game. And so far, that's going to do. He is not having no confidence in himself, nor his bullpen having confidence in him. Lunder Avila coming in now, ERA 1.29, 28.6% the strikeout rate. .192 over a .087. He's had no holds, 1 for 1 record, 13 games for Northwest Arkansas this year. As he comes in, takes that one high and outside for ball 1, 1-0. First and third, 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. And that one is going to be a swing and a miss, 1-1. The pitch, and that one's going to get him chasing. It's a count now, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that one right there. Second for 1. They relay it in time, and that is in the end of the inning. Danger averted following the double play that Northwest Arkansas plays out. But a run in to score on 3 hits, or 4 hits, shall I say. And 2 left. We go top of the 4th as Brett Squires leads it off for Northwest Arkansas. We come back. Well, just about set to go for the fourth inning as Northwest Arkansas will have the 5-hole hitter Brett Squires coming in. Thank you, Johnny. Go ahead there, Bobby. Now one in for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 offering on its way.
No, off the
outside of the strike zone is 1-1. Fourth inning in a 6-1 ball game. San Antonio leading 5. That one is high fly in the air. And they can't catch up to it as that will land the base hit. And the runner gets off to second. And that will be a no-out double for Squires. Pretty good line drive there, Bobby. And as we see on the instant replay, that was definitely right next to the center fielder, Kai Roberts. Yeah, it definitely was. Now here is Sam Gulazingham as he comes in. And that one is going to be drilled high in the air. Boy, that flies right out of here. And now it's a 2 runs coming back for Northwest Arkansas, but trail only a 3-run lead against San Antonio. But the Missions have a 6-3 lead against the Naturals. And so far, just a pretty good one right there is getting in. Boy, the Frisco Rough Riders now plating the first of their runs in the bottom half of the third inning, but still trailing 3 against Wichita. Yeah, that is for sure there, Johnny. Boy, Midland and Corpus Christi tied at 5-5, bottom of the fourth inning. And the pitch clock violation gets on to Blake Mitchell. And here's the 1-0 offering. That one is a high flyer. And the third baseman gets under it and makes a play. And that is out number 1. 6-3 in the top half of the fourth inning, which that's pretty good for San Antonio. Boy, so far, just looking forward to the end of tonight's ball game where all of us are going to get going and have a good night rest right at the end of today. It was a long day, and so far, hopefully, everything is going good tomorrow. We wrap up a 5-day work week. Don't you have at least one more for Saturday? I do, evidently. Yeah, we'll be at West Creek Trail Ride here in San Antonio, so if you'd like to come, make sure you come on by. Take your family out on the horseback ride if you want. That's really good. Stay around, pet the horses, enjoy the company of those boys and girls, which I always do. 2-2 offering, and that's a swing and a miss. They got him down looking. Colton Becker is out, number 2 for the strikeout. Left fielder Spencer Nivens coming in, 1-for-1 single. Johan Moreno, look like this will be his final inning of work for San Antonio. And gotta say, he's been really exceptional through the start of this series. Especially his teammates as well, been really good. No balls, 2 strikes to him. Boy, Corpus Christi taking the lead back against Midland, 6-5. The bottom half of the fourth inning. That one is high fly in the air, now to play foul. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Wind up and the pitch. High in the air, straight away. Second baseman Marcos Castanon gets under it. Makes the play, ends the half inning. But number 18 puts a 2-run shot over the right field wall. And we go now to the bottom half of the fourth inning. San Antonio leading at 6-3. as we go bottom of 4 with Marcos Castañon. We'll be right back. We go now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Lunder Avila now on for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. So far as we look at it, pretty good. Bobby, turn that thing down, will you? Oops, sorry, Johnny. That one in for a strike. It's 0-2. Avila now pitching for Northwest Arkansas. Marcos Castañon coming in, 0-2 the count. And that one is outside for the ball, 1-2. But they'll challenge that fastball. And yes, it was right outside the zone, so basically the call was upheld. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. And here's the pitch right there, swing in the dirt. And going down out at first is Castañon. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning here in the San Antonio Force. Well, here is Francisco Acuna to lead it off here. 1 for 2 of the night. And that one is driven. First pitch comes out of context. And a home run for Francisco Acuna. 430 feet, 99.3 mile per hour. And now San Antonio leading it by 4-run deficit. Man, so far pretty good for the Missions here tonight as they tried to execute this game into their favor. But that's pretty good there, Johnny. I mean, you look at this guy, Francisco Acuna, and he really just counted that ball as high as he can. And it got out of here, too. Yeah, indeed, it did. Here's center fielder Kai Roberts, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight for the Missions. Here's a pitch, and that one is in for the strike. It's 0-2. A lot of home runs in this ball game. We are now at 10 home runs. And you look at it, 7 plus 3 is 10. And here's the pitch. And that one fouls off. It's 1-2. 2 in the bottom of the first, 3 in the second, 2 single runs, 3rd and 4th innings. That right there, pretty good night for San Antonio to win here tonight. And that is ball 3. Like last night, winning a close one by a 5-4 final against Northwest Arkansas. That one ricochet foul, 3-2. Still hanging on is Kai Roberts. And right there, a called strike 3. And I don't think that they're going to challenge that, but they did, and it's still called being upheld. So Kai Roberts will lose the pitch call right there for strike 3. Left fielder is Kai Murphy as he goes around and swings after it. It's 0-1. Boy, so far, not a lot of changes here in the Texas League, and so far that is going to be a line drive up the left center through for a base hit. Pretty good night for San Antonio, being up a 4-run lead against Northwest Arkansas. Bottom of 4. High in the air to straightaway left field. Under it is the left fielder, makes the play, and that ends the half inning. But Francisco Acuna gets a home run, tacks on another, and it's now a 4-run lead for the Missions as we go to the 5th. We'll be right back here as we start up the 5th for Northwest Arkansas. We'll be right back here in this one. Asbel Gonzalez leading it off for the 5th inning when we come back. Well, we go to the top half of the fifth inning for Northwest Arkansas. And we turn it over to Johnny Baker right now. Thank you there, Bobby. Asbel Gonzalez will lead it off for Northwest Arkansas. It was 0 for 2. And here's the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Guessing they'll let Johan Moreno stay in for at least one more inning. Evidently keeping all eyes on him, as most evidently you always got to keep an eye on a starting pitcher or a relief pitcher, despite the fact that they get tired easily. And it is a hot night with temperatures being at 96 degrees right now. Partly cloudy skies. Clouds will diminish after midnight. Ground ball straight away to the third baseman. Flip it across the first in the dirt. And Sanabria picks it up for the out, and that's out number 1. Well, here is second baseman Javier Vaz. 1 for 2 single. Don't forget our series continues tomorrow evening through Sunday. Make sure you spend your weekend with us as we take on the visiting Northwest Arkansas Naturals. This next of this 6 games. 4th of 6 starting tomorrow. 0-1, and that one's in for a strike. Nothing and 2. Now Tulsa leading 5-1 against Amarillo. Wichita, boy, big lead against Frisco. Now 6-1, the top of the 4th. And that one is lofted high in the air. Boy, that is carrying well out of here. Javier Vaz gets one back for the Naturals. And it's now 7-4. Boy, got a beautiful sunset coming in as we all look at it. And always a good thing to see a sunset come in. Well, I'm thinking that's going to do for the starter, Johan Moreno. And so far, thinking that would have been his final inning of work. But now the manager is coming out, as that's going to do for Moreno here in this one. A good stellar performance as San Antonio leading by a 3-run deficit against Northwest Arkansas. Jamie Hitt, a left-handed reliever, is on the mound for San Antonio. Four-seam sinker, changeup, a slurve, and a cutter coming in for the San Antonio Missions. Connor Scott coming in for Northwest Arkansas as he greets up Jamie Hitt, who throws in the first pitch of his relieving performance is 0-1. 0 for 2, line out in the fielder's choice to Connor Scott tonight. And the pitch, and that one is right there now to play. It's 0-2. Only a 3-run lead for San Antonio. Northwest Arkansas following in by the trail of 3. And that one's going to be right there over Sanabria's head. And that's going to get in for the 1-out single by Scott.
Third baseman, number 29.
Third baseman is Austin Charles. Charles coming in, ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one is out of play. The count now 0-1. He doubled last time around. 1 for 2 is Charles. Here's the 0-1. That one ricochet foul. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes.
No.
And that one is outside for the ball, 1-2. One and two offering. The pitch. High in the air up to right field as Carpathios has eyes on it. And makes the play for out number 2.
Now batting, first baseman, number 22.
Well, that'll bring in the first baseman, Brett Squires, who was 1 for 2 with the ball game. And here's the pitch to him. That one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Squires was a double in the 1 for 2. That pretty good for him for Northwest Arkansas. That one hits foul, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 offering. Right there, hit the third. Flips it across to first for Sanabria, and that ends the half inning. But Javier Vaz gets a run back for Northwest Arkansas, and we're 5.5. San Antonio leads it 7-4. We'll be right back as Braden Carpathios will come in and lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Well, we lead it off with the bottom half of the fifth inning for the Missions right now here in this one. Thank you there, Bobby. Braden Carpathios coming in as he'll take an outside ball for ball one. 1-0 the count. Duran and Collier, two right-handed relievers, are now warming up for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes, and that one is outside. 2-0 the count. Lewinder Avila.
Ball 3.
And that one is outside for ball 3. So 3 quick pitches, and now all of them have been counted for balls. And that one is in for a strike. It's the count now 3-1. Boy, nighttime coming on us on a Thursday night. And so far, got to say, the remaining left of the daylight is up to that left field area. Clouds along, and yes, the moon is half full tonight. It's a backwards K for the third strikeout for Avila. Third baseman Clay Dungan, 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run. Gotta say, kind of weird not having Nate Mondu anymore on the San Antonio Missions roster. Even though being called up to AAA El Paso just prior to this series start in Frisco.
That's a ball.
Northwest Arkansas as well. Oh, that one was overturned. No balls and 2 strikes. But most evidently, we wish him the best of luck in the major leagues. I mean, if he gets up there within a few months from now, that's great. Even though the Major League Baseball season continues till October. And, well, even though with the Texas League season over by mid-September, the major leagues continues to go on until the championship series. And so far, pretty good on that. No, that is for sure, Johnny. And so far, they go until the last day of October. Yep, they play till Halloween just to make sure that they find a winner. Well, that will pretty much do it for this half inning. So, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We go to the 6th inning straight ahead here in this one. Halfway through tonight's contest as we give you the play-by-play here in the first 5 innings tonight. Always good. Wichita still leading top of the 5th against Frisco 6-2. Corpus Christi leading Midland 6-5. Tied ball game. Springfield and Arkansas tied 2-2. Tulsa 7-1 against the Sod Poodles there at DCJ Field. And San Antonio here in this ball game 7-4 as we lead off the top half of the 6th inning. Great crowd tonight. Boy, the house is packed as, we all look at it. A lot of fans tonight from the Missions and even Northwest Arkansas. A lot of people travel all the way from Springdale. That one is foul, and the count now 0-1. Underway. The top half of the 6th inning is the 6-hole hitter, number 18. Sam Galazingham. That will be high in the air. Up in right field as Braden Carpathios makes the play, and that is out number 1.
Catcher, Blake Mitchell.
Blake Mitchell coming in on a fielder's choice. A pop out is 0 for 2. So far, Northwest Arkansas trailing a 3-run lead against San Antonio. That one in the count now, 0-1. Here is the pitch. Ground ball to Castañon. Throw him out at first, and that is 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop, number 8.
That'll bring in Colton Becker. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. Here's the pitch. And that one is foul, 0-1. Oh, 2. That one fouled. Now it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one is high in the air and out of play. So nothing doing on that one. 0-2. And still fouling them off. So still hanging on. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch.
No.
1-2. Here we go. And still fouling them off. Boy, Jamie hit now at 20 pitches. Still hopefully trying to get something going. High in the air to straightaway center. Roberts under it, makes a play, ends the half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio, or for Northwest Arkansas. And we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is 7-4.
Now pitching,
So we'll have Zachary Collier, a right-handed reliever, will get on the mound for the Missions, for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals when we come back here in this one. Well, we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning, and we're back here on the Missions Baseball Network. Zachary Collier coming in to the scouting report, a four-seam curveball, slider, and a sinker. Now coming in for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals.
Number 4,
Leading it off is Oswaldo Linares, the catcher. As he'll lead it for San Antonio, and that one is outside for a ball, 1-0. Left-hander Alexander now in the Northwest Arkansas bullpen. Got a beautiful city skyline right over there. That one is high fly in the air, straightaway center. And that is out number 1.
now batting.
Boy, dark as we get into the bottom half of this sixth inning here tonight. 1-for-2 single is Marcos Castañon. Just a little bit of daylight left over. Not as much, but now seeing that the nighttime is coming into full effect on us. That one is high fly in the air, and that is up to right field, just shy of the warning track. That's out number 2.
Now batting. Shortstop. Francisco.
Well, a shortstop, Francisco Acuna, 2-for-3, a home run double, and 2 RBIs. Well, this guy really just a big wheel power bat. And that's going to be high fly in the air, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Acuna now gets into second on a 2-out double,
Now batting. Center fielder.
and pretty good on top of that. Boy, a 2-2 ball game there in Arkansas as the Springfield Cardinals in a 2-2 tie against the Arkansas Travelers. Center fielder Kai Roberts is 0-for-3, 3 strikeouts. Boys, a lot of pretty good scores in the Texas League. That one fouled off. It's the count now, 1-1. 1-1 offering. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That one ricochet foul, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Right through the middle for a line drive base hit. Runner going home to second. And he's in. And that will make it a 4-run lead for San Antonio. And it is now a 8-4 lead. Runner gets home from second. So far, pretty good. Here's Kai Murphy. That one high fly in the air, straightaway left. Left fielder makes the play, ends the inning. Guy Roberts picks up a RBI and pushes across the run. We go now to the 7th inning. It's 8-4 Missions. Spencer Nivens will be up next for Northwest Arkansas. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we welcome you back to another half inning of baseball as we go to the seventh inning right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Spencer Nivens now at the plate for Northwest Arkansas. 8-4 the lead for the San Antonio Missions.
That's the ball.
And that one is going to be for the ball. And the count now at 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. That one is high fly in the air up to left field, and that is foul, 1-1. One and one offering. High in the air up to the left field area. And that will be out number one as
Now batting, center fielder.
the shortstop Francisco Acuna will move under it to make the play. Down to the final 3 innings as Esbel Gonzalez comes in. Take that one down and outside, 1-0, center field is Gonzalez. 0 for 3 a pop out in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 offering. Swing and a miss as he goes after it. And the count at 1-1. Springfield winning 3-2 in Arkansas through 10 innings. And Springfield takes the W. That will be the count now, 2-1. And the pitch. Outside, and that'll be 3-1. Sosa leading 8-2, top of the 8th there in DCJ Field. Wichita leading 8-4 against the Frisco Rough Riders. That's a high pop-up straight away up to right field. Braden Carpathios will make the play. And that is out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, Javier Vaz.
Corpus Christi leading 8-6 against Midland. As it is the top half of the 9th for the Rockhounds. There is Javier Vaz as he'll hit that one. And he's going to try to go after it. Comes up empty-handed. And no dice. He does not make it. That's a base hit to left as Javier Vaz gets a double. (9:28 p.m. as into the 7th inning. And that's going to get right there. Line drive base hit. And that'll bring in the 5th run for Northwest Arkansas. And they lead it by a 3. Austin Charles coming in. Here's the pitch to him. Will take a strike. Gets inside. Count now 0-1. 1 for 3 double by Charles tonight. Boy, look like the Tulsa Drillers can win it against Amarillo. As it is a 8-3 ball game, top of the 8th inning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And that will be in the count now, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. And they're going to balk him over to second. And so forwardly from first to second. Now runner into scoring position. That will be the 6th run for Northwest Arkansas. And that's going to be a swing and a miss as he goes after him and comes up empty-handed. And so far, that will do for the half inning is over. But a run in to score as Northwest Arkansas plates their 5th on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Well, we go now to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it is a 8-5 ball game as San Antonio leads it by 3. Left-hander Scott Alexander is on the mound for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And as we look at the first inning, boy, tell you one thing, always a pretty good one as he comes in. Scott Alexander, I tell you one thing about him, 21 games served this year again in Northwest Arkansas. He had a record of 1-1, holds 3 innings pitched at 17-2. ERA is 6.11. He struck out 9.9% in the strikeout rate, .333 and a .316 as he comes in towards this ball game. Romeo Sanabria comes in now.
Touchdown.
And that one is outside. The count now is 1-2. So the call still being upheld as 1-2. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes he goes for out number 1. Corpus Christi leading by 2 against Midland. Right fielders Braden Carpathios. Here's the pitch. That one is a ground ball. Flip it across in time, out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, Clay.
Boy, Wichita leading Frisco 8-4, top of the 8th inning. There is Statesman Spark. Here's the windup and delivery. That one is outside for a strike. It's a 0-1. And the pitch. Outside, 1-1. And look out, boy. That is getting off the plate right there, 2-1. Third baseman Clay Dungan coming in. Just replacing. Ooh, ouch. That got him. Well, that's one thing you don't want to do is start hitting people. And now all of a sudden, you're just about ready to get going. Clay Dungan now goes up to first. Kason Wells now getting out at the plate. 9 and 10 runs coming in. High in the air to straightaway center. And he's under it to make the play. That ends the half inning. Well, no runs, no hits on a, well, I should say one hit. And no one left on. We go now to the top of the 8th inning. And it's 8-5 San Antonio. Brett Squires coming in as 1 for 3 as he comes into the ball game. It's that one high fly in the air, straightaway center. And Kai Roberts runs it down for out number 1. Pretty good right there, Bobby. He chased it down and looking pretty sharp for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, I would say. Sam Colasingham is coming in, who is 2 for 3. Will take a strike inside. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 offering, and that one is in for the strike, 0-2. We apologize for being gone on a long break, as being into the bottom half of the 7th inning, sometimes we have the audacity of getting into a longer break period. Fans get up to stretch their legs and go to the bathroom or go to the concession stands and get a snack or something to eat or whatever. Always something good. Blake Mitchell coming in. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning, and that's going to be in for the strike. It's 0-2. Jamie Hitt doing pretty good. 38 pitches. And that is going to be right there for pitch number 39 as he gets his man out for strike 3 called. And that will do it. Well, San Antonio holding on to a slim lead. It's 8-5. Right-hander Carlos Duran is now coming in. ERA 81 even. And so far just getting into the ball game as he gets ready to go. The catcher is Oswaldo Linares as he comes in. As we lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning for San Antonio. That one's going to be in for the strike. It's 0-1. I know, sometimes, hope you can forgive us about the, big extra time that we had on that 7th inning stretch. Well, so far, Johnny, it is what it is, We can have the opportunity of stretching the legs, going to the bathroom, or even, going and getting something to eat there at the concession stands. It's not a big deal if you have an extra time period just to go out and have some fun. Well, that is for sure. Well, that base hit goes to straightaway center. So far, pretty good. Here is Francisco Acuna as he comes on in. Corpus Christi secured the W and beats Midland by a 2-run differential. It's 8-6. 3 for 4 for Francisco Acuna. And here's the pitch right there, ground ball. 2nd for 1. They relay it in time, and that is the inning. Well, danger averted as a 3-6-5 double play ball gets them out of the half inning. And Northwest Arkansas down to their final 3 outs as we go to the 9th inning. It's 8-5 San Antonio. The shortstop is Colton Becker as Jamie Hitt comes in for final half inning of this one. That one is right there, and out of the count now, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and the sinker is down and outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. San Antonio trying to hold on to the slim lead. A 3-run for the San Antonio Missions here tonight. And the pitch. And right there, a called strike 3. They got him down. And the 4th one going to Jamie Hitt at number 43 on the pitches. Here is Spencer Nivens, who is 1 for 3.
Ball.
And that one is outside for a count now 1-0. Don't forget our series continues tomorrow night, 7:05 through Sunday evening as the rest of this 6-game series against Northwest Arkansas. That one right there to Castañon and to Sanabria. That is out number 2. And now they're down against it as their final out as Esbel Gonzalez coming in, who is a pop out in the first, is 0 for 4. Is that right there? A pretty good one. Here's the pitch to him, and that one's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. I'll tell you one thing, always a good thing. Well, Tulsa leading 8-5. So a slim lead like what we see here in San Antonio. 8-5 against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Javier Vaz is a triple shy of the cycle, who was 3 for 4. Home run, single, RBI, and 2 runs tonight for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Here's the 0-1, and that one is a high pop-up, and that one's going to be an 0-2 the count now as he gets to a 0-2 count in the hole. As they're down to their final strike, Jamie Hitt looks in from the stretch. Here's the payoff pitch. That one is high in the air, and the third baseman has it, and San Antonio secures the W. Wow, really good ball game here tonight for the San Antonio Missions. And Mission secured the 56 win against Northwest Arkansas. And now it is a 48-68 loss for the Naturals. Boy, tell you one thing, always a good thing to see that really good here in San Antonio. Boy, a good evening as we finish off this one. Corpus Christi now getting their 54th win against Midland. Rockhounds now 55-60. So a pretty good thing as we all look at it. Springfield taking a 1-run win against the Arkansas Travelers, and now they'll cross a threshold of 60 wins over 55. That is really good for the Springfield Cardinals, and boy, always a good thing. Anyway, we await for at least 4 more ball clubs for tonight. And always a good thing to come on in and get something going. But anyway, always a good way to get something going. Well, anyway, we have our last 3 games against Northwest Arkansas. And so far, join us this weekend as we have weekend baseball, the end of a work week that comes to an end. Don't forget our two teams continue the series tomorrow evening, 7:05 our start against Northwest Arkansas through Sunday. And then it'll be a road trip to Springfield for 6 games. And then after that, we are back for the final 6-game homestand of 2026 against the visiting Midland Rockhounds. Well, Missions will come back home and, well, they get back on the road one more time. After that 6-game set against Midland, they'll go to Amarillo for the 6-game season finale. So, yes, we are down to the final 9 games here at home after this evening concludes, which it already has. So 9 home games left, 12 on the road, and so far, pretty good on that. Well, with San Antonio taking this win, they will advance forwardly, 56-61. And so far, now Northwest Arkansas now 48-68 as they lose here in San Antonio. Well, anyway, if you don't already know that those 2027 schedules are now posted in the window, you can take a picture of it and send it to your friends and everybody you know. But anyway, yes, we do start off the first Friday of April with a leadoff 3 in San Antonio against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Missions will head to Midland right after that for a 6-game set. Then it'd be 6 against Amarillo. And then 12 games on the road. Amarillo for a leadoff 6. The second leadoff 6 is against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals there at Riverboat Field in Springdale. Missions will return home after that as they take on the visiting Midland Rockhounds, and then they head up on a road trip to Springfield for a 6-game series. Missions return home. They take on Corpus Christi for 6, and then it will be Frisco for 6. Then San Antonio heads off to Midland for a 6-game set, and then it'll be 6 against Arkansas. Arkansas comes to San Antonio next year, which that is pretty impressive. Then after that, it'll be 6 in Frisco, taking on the San Antonio Missions. Amarillo will have 6 games in San Antonio as they start their next leadoff in the Alamo City. And then after that, it'll be 6 in Arkansas, taking on the Arkansas Travelers. Midland will play the last 6 in the first half against San Antonio, and so far, pretty good. That is the first half of 2027, and so far, now we go into the second half. San Antonio, a leadoff 3 in Amarillo for a 3-game series against the Sod Poodles. Missions will return home. They take on the visiting Springfield Cardinals in a 6-game set. And then it'll be a 6-game series in Corpus Christi. Missions back home to take on the Tulsa Drillers for a 6-game series. And then it'll be off to Frisco taking on the Rough Riders. Missions return home. They take on Corpus Christi for 6, and then it'll be a 6-game series there in Wichita. San Antonio returns back home. They take on the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, and then they close it off with a final homestand against Northwest Arkansas, and then it'll be a last one, 6-game series in Corpus Christi, and that will be the season finale right there. Well, anyway, hope everybody is going to be super excited for the next game tomorrow evening, and so far want everybody to continue to get going here in this one. But we'll say, yep, 9:48 as we close off this one, and so far our total game time tonight, 2 hours and 58 minutes here in this one. Hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all again tomorrow evening for Game 4 of our 6-game set between the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. For all of us here, Bobby and myself, saying good night from San Antonio. Final score, the Missions, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For Northwest Arkansas, 5-11-0. Nick Mears is the loss. Jamie Hitt is the win. Francisco Acuna is the player of the game. He's tops player of the game, I should say, but anyway, pretty good on that. Anyway, have a good night, and we'll see you Friday evening here on the show. So we'll be right back here in this one.